Hey guys, I'm Arda with ESPN ESPORTS. You can catch the Rift Rewind every single Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on Twitch, the ESPN app, YouTube, and Twitter. But of course, we have to talk about Broxah finally joining Team Liquid. Game 2 was pretty good. Game 1, on the other hand, Immortals, the storyline. It was Broxah, the new jungler, facing Xmithie, the one he replaced on Team Liquid. And, well, at one point, it was a damage lead for Xmithie, 3,160 to 57.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Didn't get any better from there.
That's what happens when you get overhyped and you're jet lagged and you get one day of practice with your team. Like, it was. I'm glad that he got to play. I think we probably should have expected this, though. Because, man, traveling from east to west on a plane, especially going to the other side of the continent, that is hard. That is hard. Props to him for getting on the stage.
What I couldn't even figure out, like, it seemed like he literally traveled east to west, got to LA, went and changed clothing at the apartment, and then like immediately went to the practice facility.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Seriously have with Team Liquid before this game. Maybe 1, 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, like it wasn't good. And here's the thing is, so yeah, you look at Broxah 0-3-1 in that first game, like a worst debut. No thanks, Mr. Broxah. That's awesome.
Now, with all of this said, though, is it fair to give him a pass for even this week? Is it fair to say, hey, cool the Jets, let's wait for week 5 to pass real judgments on Broxah and Team Liquid?
Yeah, he's out of practice, right? Like, he's not been able to play with a full team in quite a while to the level that he was when he was on Fnatic. So yes, I do give him a little bit of a pass. I also don't think that he's the problem with Team Liquid. I think that they have various different other problems around the entire team. I would not put all the blame on him, nor Schernfire before him. So I don't know. I would give him a little bit of a pass.
It absolutely was not all Schernfire at all. We talked about it last week where they weren't drafting correctly around him and helping cover up some of those mistakes. Yeah. But here's where I think one of the problems lies. I did a little bit of looking deep diving into there. Could it be double lift? He's not having a great split. Before that CLG game, he was 16, 15, and 11. And now, after the CLG game where he went 7-0 and 4, I believe, 2.9 KDA, 22.7% death percentage. That's the highest among AD carries.
Okay.
373 DPM is second to last, but he's getting 27% of his team's gold share. That's the most on his team, and he's not being able to convert that into substantial leads or something that.
But that's not new, right? That's not new at all. Like, double lift has always, his entire career has played, even when he was on CLG, like, his entire career has been, he is the funnel, right? And that was a little bit less the case on
Right,
PSM.
but he's not doing anything with it.
Right,
I think
you're right,
that might have been a jungle problem, and I think with Broxah, you saw that Broxah helped open up that map with pressure elsewhere when he was playing the Sejuani game. And I think that that's going to help unlock a double lift and get him back up to a better spot.
First player tokens in the chat says double lift is trash, LOL. I don't know if I would go that far, but Senna's not really helping the case here.
No. And the Kalista pick in that first game with Broxah was interesting. You don't see Kalista often. There wasn't really anyone that he could ult for a really good impact on that. The Tarek pick they didn't really utilize to its full potential. And again, Broxah was just off his game on that one. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of upswing, if any, and I do predict that there will be some sort of upswing for double lift as Broxah gets more online and helps unlock that map and puts pressure elsewhere on other teams.
I definitely think Team Liquid should be the most thankful the fact that the format has changed in the LCS and that they are looking at right now the fact that like MSI and championship points don't necessarily have the impact overall that they did because the championship points got removed from spring. And so I think they have a little bit of time. I think that it's going to take them bigger than just in plug and playing Broxah in for Schernfire to fix the problems, to your point, Darin. And I think, around the map.
This right here, this matchup for me was the most needed matchup for Team Liquid from a confidence perspective. Because
against
now
CLG.
Broxah has a win.
Yeah.
Yes, Team Liquid defeating CLG here. Yeah, a lot of people are saying CLG is a dead team. Understood, get it. Yeah. But when you look at it, and as we take a look at the KDA in week 4 for Team Liquid here, from a confidence perspective, from a team synergy perspective, Broxah getting that victory in the first week after what happened with Immortals is crucial to the mindset, is crucial to confidence.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's kind of like beating up the weakest kid on the playground there. for that quick win, but I don't necessarily think. Yes, it's a confidence booster, but how much confidence are you going to get out of beating that 1-7 or 1-6 at that point, CLG?
So that's enough about us talking about Broxah. Let's hear from Broxah himself. This is after the victory over CLG.
A lot of fans happy to see you here in North America. How are you feeling after that first win?
I feel really happy winning this game. Yesterday wasn't the start I had hoped for. It was a bit of a rough one, but today we played really well, and yeah, I'm just happy that we actually turned it around already.
Was there anything between yesterday and today that if you feel like made the difference, or was the whole team just kind of ready to reset and have a different game?
I'm not sure. I think generally yesterday just went wrong really early. I made a mistake level 3, and it was really, really hard for me personally to come back after that. But today I figured it's time to play a little slower, just take it one step at a time. No need to do anything fancy or risky, and eventually we just played so well as a team and managed to close it out.
And you did tell me that practice has been rough. You started scrims 2.5 hours after landing here in North America. Did you ever consider just taking a break, or were you like, I want to get to practice?
Well, shortly after I landed, I was asked whether I wanted to play scrims or not, and I figured I might as well just jump into it straight away and get as much practice in as possible before going on stage. And yeah, it has been a bit busy for me these first days here in LA, and I've been playing a lot. I haven't slept much because of jet lag, but I'm just excited to be here.
Provisional in the chat says, look how exhausted he looks. And he had the choice. He could have sat out if he wanted to, but he's a warrior, right? He's a competitor. He wanted to play. So
that's the pressure,
you got to give him
right?
credit for that.
Yeah, I think that was going to be my point here, is like the pressure of coming into this situation where you've been absent for things completely out of your control, and like your team has not been playing very well in your absence, right? And also he is replacing someone, to our point about Xmithie earlier, like he's replacing someone who is highly, highly regarded. May have been blamed for whatever happened against IG at Worlds, but I think overall, like Xmithie was touted as one of the best junglers in North America, the one that one of the best that the region has ever produced, and you know, overall, like it kind of sucks that Broxah came into this situation on very short notice, and yeah, I mean, respect to him for trying, but overall, it's pretty difficult.
On the screen, you do see, again, the highlights between Team Liquid and Immortals. Of course, Immortals victorious there. But to tie a bow on this subject before we move on to another team, I want to just ask about Schernfire. From what you saw so far this split, and a lot of times he might have gotten blamed rightfully, wrongfully, whatever it is, do you feel, after seeing what you saw from him, that he might be ready in the future for an LCS spot? Darren, what do you think?
Sub him out for Greg on Dignitas. I mean, man,
If only it was that. If only that was simple,
no, I mean,
right?
I have different thoughts on Dignitas and what they should do around that, because man, they started out hot and now they're floundering. But Schernfire, it's a good question, and I think that he did the best with what he had. He stepped into a very, very difficult situation, probably almost more difficult than what Broxah has stepped in. I mean, those shoes, not only are you filling in for the now departed Xmithie, who was arguably the best jungler in North America, but now you need to hold the line for arguably one of the best junglers from the LEC. That's a lot of pressure, and I give him a lot of props for stepping up and doing what he did with what he had to work with. And, you know, I think someone could benefit from having Schernfire on their team.